what I'm attempting to do, and I hope to show I will show you a finished card when the stuff dries. Our kids, when they were like 7 to about 12, I had them, they could sit down together and they could decorate the cookies, and they spent several hours having fun with frosting and sprinkles and whatever, and their creations were amazing. And I often think of that. That's my favorite Christmas memory. So I wanted to honor that Christmas memory by sending out these Christmas cards to our kids. I have this Sizzix doll die. I don't think they sell this anymore. I have seen some for sale on eBay, and I have seen that Cricut has a cartridge that has people kind of like this. And I bought some craft cardstock, and these are going to be gingerbread cookies. Sort of. Yeah, sort of gingerbread cookies. Okay, so the doll, and then I have dies for girl hair and boy hair, and I have dies for boy clothes and girl clothes. Alright, so here are the little dolls on the craft, and I have used Tim Holtz tea dye, distress ink, and the thing to go around the bodies, around the edges. Ink them up a little. And some of the places where I got a little carried away, that's alright. I'm not going to worry about it. So I cut out the clothes. Here's a little dress. Oh, there. And here's a little blouse. I ran out of little boy shirts. There's a bib overall. So anyway, I cut out a bunch of clothes. And this is paper from Club Scrap, and it's some kind of insect thing, and I can't remember what, insect wings or what, and this is supposed to be like dragonfly wings or whatever. And the paper, I love Club Scrap paper. It has, how am I best going to show you? It has this, like, it's got a clear embossing on the top of it, and it's texturized, and the print is really quite awesome. But I don't know what I would ever use this for, so I thought, hey, how about if I make hair from it? Alright, so here is a little boy, a little gingerbread doll with his bib and his shirt, his bib overalls and his shirt, and his hair. Now the boys, they have different hair. There's this guy, and that insect stuff made some kind of intriguing hair. Alright, how many more have I got? I guess just these. Let's see. And here's this guy. He's over drying because of the little dots. Anyway, alright. And then here's the little girls. This one, and this one, let's see. So I just have these two. These two hairstyles. There's this little girl. And this little girl. The other girls' hairstyles are like for the back of the head. And so now, these different colors come in a pack. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. I think I got them from Hobby Lobby. And they're over in, whoops, there's an aisle where you can buy canvas totes, aprons, whatever, and then they have all of these different squeezy bottles of colors. So I just picked one pack that had a bunch of different colors in them. And again, this is Scribbles 3D paint, and it has shimmer, and it's non-toxic. Can you see that? It says it's non-toxic. So your kids can play with this. Shake your bottles really good before you use them. And then, when you squeeze them out. This purple one I haven't used yet. And see, there's some clear. And then clear with paint. And then paint a little more clear. So get the clear out first. I guess the stuff separates. So for this guy, let's see if I can get you down here. I'm going to use this Very Berry Red. You might want to have a paper towel ready, and make sure that you put this up somewhere, because this stuff is still wet, and any other globs that you put on, if I leave it here on my table and I move stuff around, of course I will drag things through that, and I don't want to do it. So I'm gonna put it up out of the way. Alright, so here's a little guy. And I'm going to do his. See, all you do is just squeeze the bottle. Squeeze and lift. It's that simple. And I don't know if I want to do his shirt or not. Now, this needs to be set aside and it needs to dry for a couple hours. It takes a while for this stuff to dry. And the outside will dry first. But you need to have the inside of it dry as well. It needs to thoroughly dry. Alright. So now I'm going to set these aside. Okay, these have had a couple hours to dry. Look how sparkly that is. Can you even see how shiny, glittery it is? And one thing I found, these raised, oh, where are you there? When they're raised like this, they dry faster. And they keep their shape. This yellow one that I did the stripes with, it's not dry, and it's been drying about the same amount of time as all the others, and it didn't dry very well, and I smeared it. Ooh, where is it? It's a Signo white gel pen. And you've probably seen this tip many, many, many times. Warm it up first to make sure that the ball is working by scribbling on your finger. Okay, now what I start off with, this is going to be upside down to you. But I'm not an artist with this kind of stuff, so I have to see what I'm doing. I'm going to start off with the mouth, put a big old smile on her face, and then those cute little cheek things. And then I'm going to do the eyes, and I'm going to do the eyes right above those little cheek things. And I'm just going to draw some ovals. So there's at least some semblance of order to her little face. And then I'm going to put a little nose in, which is just kind of an upside down U. Now that little nose is too small for this puff paint, or this three-dimensional paint. Alright, so now I'm going to, maybe I can do this upside down, I don't know. And just like the other paint, give this stuff a good shake first. Leave the lid on so you don't squeeze it while you're shaking and then have paint all over. But give it a good shake. And then squirt some out. Whoops. Wow. Okay. Alright, and then with these small areas, just be kind of careful with how much you squeeze. And sometimes it takes a little while before the paint comes out. And you're squeezing really gently, and nothing's happened, and you squeeze harder, and then it's oh no! So just, oh, it's gonna shoot out here. Whoops, okay. Well, she's kind of cringing, I guess. Did you ever decorate cookies with a frosting bag? Well, this is about the same. So, if they look weird, that's a good thing. The pen leaves blank space. See, like that? And when you try to fill it in, then it just goes from bad to worse. So, that's why I've got this stuff. So it can go from worse to worser. Ha 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 ha. Okay, now while those poor little faces are drying, then I'm going to try to do something with this. This is going to be like the cookie plate. I went to Hobby Lobby and I found this little bucket of barrel of stamps. And they're by, who is it? Stampabilities. Where are the berries? Here they are. Whoops. Well, that wasn't a very good stamping off technique. Yay! Not stamping off, but Okay. Okay, with the fine point of the marker on these Stampin' Up! Markers, and these are the really old colors. Most of the colors that I have are no longer in the kits, no longer available. Old Olive, I think, is a standard. This one's Glorious Green, so I don't know what the replacement is. But on these markers, they have a fine tip on this end, and on this end, they have a brush tip. So with the fine tip, I'm going to just outline or trace the stamped image with the green. I'm just going to trace all the green ones first. I'm not going to go through and alternate red and green. And now I'm going to go to the Old Olive, and I'm going to get the big brush end, and I'm just going to color inside. All the leaves. And get the little places that are on the outside, on the little edge. This is starting to look a little festive. Alright, now with the real red and the sharp point, I'm going to go in and draw around the berries. All the berries. Alright, I've outlined all of the little red berries, and now I'm going to go in with the ruby red broad marker, and I'm going to color in these little berries. Well, this is one of my finished card fronts. A little gingerbread sort of boy. And one for nourishment while this one's being made. And on the after I went through, I made excuse me, I made 8 of these, you know, stamping and coloring, and then I took just a piece of cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 4 3/4, and I ran it through. This is a Stampin' Up! Embossing folder called Petals of Plenty or something like that. I don't know if this is made anymore. But I wanted to have something that had a lot of, something all over the place, like polka dots, or that would fill the whole page. I have got some that have snowflakes, but I wanted the embossing to peek out all over from behind this little mat thing, so that it would give this a little texture. And then I put foam dots behind the little guy there, and this one I just glued down. I used a scallop circle punch, and I just took one of the ones I haven't done anything with, decorated with, and stuck it in there in the punch. And then punched it out. And then there he is. He has a bite. The little girls, I put bows in the hair of the girls with the pigtails. These two girls. And then I put a little flower in the hair of these two girls. And the dots of that glitter paint stuff, 3D fabric paint, sticks up really good, and the glitter shows through. Anyway, so then I adhered the mat, that one down, and then you can ink the edges if you want to. I kind of do a hit and miss because I forget to do it. This one isn't inked, but this one is, and this one is. So just whenever I think about it, I'll do it. Okay, and then I laid this on. I glued this on, and then I glued this on top. And at this point, if you want to, you can run a piece of ribbon across the bottom if you think that this is too plain. And then the little guy with the chunk taken out of it, put it on there like that. And then your little decorated cookie, pop up with foam tape. Now the inside, I found this quote online. And figured that this was appropriate. Christmas is a time when you get homesick, even when you're home. And Carol Nelson said that. And I figured that this would be a good sentiment for inside the card, because I am homesick for when the kids were little, and I'm going to start bawling if I go anymore. Say any more about this. Okay. So there is my gingerbread cookie doll, cookie card. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video on how to make a gingerbread cookie cards. Leave a comment, and I guess like if you like it. I appreciate you stopping by and watching, spending time with me and my craziness. Thank you. Bye.